I used to think intermittent fasting was a fad diet that doesn't actually work. I'm used to people telling me in order to lose weight, it's all about the amount of calories coming into your body. Which is why I thought the only healthy way of losing weight is to eat nothing but chicken breast and broccoli and to exercise until I am sore and I can't move. But like YouTube always does, it recommended me a bunch of intermittent fasting videos recently where it turns out there's a lot of science behind intermittent fasting that might actually be really good for somebody like me. But of course, with any kind of diet lifestyle change, there are some cons. There's a high drop-off rate with people who can't really deal with the hunger pangs of intermittent fasting. Anyone who is underweight shouldn't do this. That should be obvious. I'm not a healthcare professional. I am an artist. You should not be taking healthcare advice from an artist. And if you do, that is a you problem, not a me problem. So I decided I'll try intermittent fasting for a week and see how I like it. My goal is to fix my hypoglycemia symptoms, maybe lose some weight, that would be nice, and to become more productive. If I am skipping meals, I should be getting my time back. I'm going to be starting with 16-8. 16-8 is a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour feeding window. Let's see how it goes. So this is what I'm starting with. I'm 5'3" and I'm at 124 pounds. I took a bunch of measurements, but I was an idiot, so all the clips came out blurry. So these are my measurements on the screen. My waist is 29 inches, my hips 36 inches, bust 35 inches, size about 20 to 20.5 inches, and arms 10 inches. It is day 1 of intermittent fasting. I felt hungry in the morning, but I am not having hypoglycemic symptoms. The fact that I don't have a headache, I'm not dizzy, I'm not lethargic, that's all great because that means I am a normal human being, or at least
congratulations.
I am approaching becoming a normal human being with normal hunger pangs.
Amazing.
I thought exercise this morning was going to be tougher, but it actually was just kind of the same. One immediate thing that has nothing to do with weight loss that I am noticing, I have so much time back. I didn't realize how much time I spent cooking, eating, and cleaning every single day. When I'm skipping a meal throughout the day, I have already completed my scripts. I have already filmed some B-roll. Day 1 is successful for the most part. So what is intermittent fasting? It's basically an eating pattern where you eat and then you fast for certain periods of time during the day. So instead of counting calories and restricting the kinds of foods you're allowed to eat, it's more about not eating in certain periods of time. Yeah, I thought it sounded too good to be true too. But after doing hours and hours and hours of research, there is actually a lot of science to prove why intermittent fasting is actually really, really good for you. And it might actually be better for you than eating 3 meals a day like most people do. Studies have shown that it lowers insulin and helps you regulate your blood sugar, something that I have a really big problem with. I have hypoglycemia, and in general, my blood sugar is on the low side. I've fainted a lot in my life because of it. And every doctor I've ever talked to about this tells me to keep candy in my pocket, drink sugary drinks, and eat 6 meals a day. But that's only ever made my symptoms worse whenever I get hungry. The only thing that has ever really helped me was trying the keto diet for a period of time. But that was not very sustainable for me because it's very difficult to keep on the keto diet when I like carbs, rice, and bread, and sugar. It is day 2 of intermittent fasting. I'm starting to feel hunger for sure. I don't really want to reduce the amount of calories that I'm eating. I've done that all before when I've tried to diet and lose weight, and it's never really worked. It just wasn't sustainable because I normally eat these types of foods and I'm not willing to make that lifestyle change to cut out these types of food from my diet. I would end up just gaining all the weight back eventually when I would cheat and have pasta or rice. So today I started to eat more during my feeding windows. Another reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to hurt my body's metabolism. There's this thing we all have called our set weight. We all have this weight that's pretty easy for us to maintain. If we gain more weight or less weight than our set weight, it's pretty easy to lose or gain the weight back in order to maintain that set weight. If, for example, you're used to eating 2,000 calories a day, cutting your calories will reduce your weight, but once you go back and eat 2,000 calories every day again, it'll be pretty easy to gain all that weight back and just return to your set weight. Instead, you'll have to keep eating at that reduced caloric amount in order to maintain your new weight. I don't really want to do that because I love eating and I don't really want to reduce the amount of calories I can consume because eventually I'm a pretty small human. It's gonna end up being nothing. I also found that drinking water or tea helps throughout the day to keep me satiated until I can eat. I normally already have a problem drinking enough water throughout the day, so getting a reminder to get my full 8 cups of water every single time I feel hunger is actually really great, because a lot of times I'm not actually hungry, I'm just thirsty. So once I drink water or drink tea, I don't feel hungry anymore. Intermittent fasting also activates something called autophagy, which is basically cellular repair. It removes old dysfunctional proteins in your body, which means it has anti-aging effects, it helps prevent cancer, and helps your brain function better. It even increases the amount of human growth hormone in your body, which means it helps you create more lean muscle and burn more fat. That's why a lot of top athletes like Ronda Rousey swear by the OMAD diet, aka the 1 meal a day diet. It is day 4, and I have to say I feel a lot better. My hypoglycemia symptoms have lessened a lot. When I feel hungry, I don't get dizzy whatsoever. I don't feel faint. I don't get headaches anymore. I normally get headaches at least once a day or a few times a week. I don't feel as hungry anymore during my normal meal times. I kind of feel hungry for about an hour to an hour after my normal meal window that I'm skipping, but eventually it subsides and it's pretty much like I already ate. I watched a bunch of videos and they basically said that what time you eat is just as important as how long you stop eating. So I decided to switch my feeding window from 8 to 4 instead of, skipping breakfast. And since I can go a lot longer now without feeling any negative symptoms, I decided to switch over to 18-6, meaning I fast for 18 hours and have a 6-hour feeding window, which basically means I'm only going to eat 2 meals a day. We will see if I can do it. If I can't, if I start feeling dizzy, headaches, or faint, which can be pretty normal for me, I'm definitely going to eat. It also means I'm going to have to up my calorie intake so that I can last until tomorrow. It's day 5 and I've pretty much stopped feeling hungry in the morning. I've been working out every single day since I've been doing this, and I thought I was going to get hungry after I work out, but for the most part, I can last till lunch or a few hours after lunch. Because of that, I feel a lot less controlled by food. I didn't realize how often I think about food on an hour-to-hour basis. Because I've been having 2 meals a day, I don't really think about what time I need to prepare food and how much time I need to allot for that in order to get all my work done. I just feel like this is how it's always supposed to be. I also had my cheat meal today at Cafe de Olla. It's one of my favorite restaurants and it's a lot of calories and a lot of food. So I accidentally did OMAD today, which stands for 1 meal a day. It's basically 22-2. I had a 2-hour feeding window and I fast for the next 22 hours of the day. It sounds really difficult to do because you're only technically eating once a day, but I don't feel hungry at all because I had such a big meal. In fact, it feels like this is how I'm supposed to eat. Because of my hypoglycemia, I never thought I'd be able to accomplish doing an OMAD style diet, but here I am.
That's a young one. Those are twins. That's a young one. Those are twins. And then that's like that looks like an expensive picture. They're twins. They like to hang out with each other.
Yeah, that's okay.
They don't need real men.
It's a whole cat family. It is day 7 of my intermittent fasting challenge. I'm still doing OMAD and it's been really easy to maintain. My hypoglycemia symptoms have virtually disappeared completely. I don't feel restricted at all because I'm pretty much eating whatever it is I want, except for, burgers, sugar, that kind of unhealthy thing, other than, for cheat meals. Compared to counting calories and eating 6 meals a day, my hypoglycemia symptoms triggering all the time, I just prefer living this way. It just feels so much easier, better. I have time back again. It's been great. Because I feel so good, I think I might just stick to the OMAD way of eating from now on, but I'm not going to be super strict with it. For example, if I feel lightheaded, of course I'm going to eat. I am not trying to starve myself here. Besides being super productive and getting so much of my time back, I also feel so energized all the time. I can think clearer, I respond faster in general. In fact, I have so much energy, it's kind of a con too, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night or I'll get up super early because I just don't need as much sleep anymore. It's kind of been weirding me out for the past few days, but I mean, more time for myself, I guess. So super productive, super great day 7, and I'll check back tomorrow to see basically the results of everything I have done. It is the next day. It is the moment of truth. I'm going to weigh myself and see if there's been any changes. Holy holy shit, I lost 3 pounds. I don't know if anyone else can tell, but I look a lot leaner in just a week. I lost an inch on my waist and an inch on my hips, and everything else pretty much stayed the same. I didn't expect huge results since it's only been a week, but 3 pounds is kind of crazy in just a week. So turns out I was wrong. I really like intermittent fasting, especially OMAD. I had incredible results and they're super sustainable for my personal lifestyle. Because I wasn't restricting myself like on other types of diets, I felt really happy and satisfied that I was able to eat whatever it was that I wanted. Granted, I already cut sugar out of my diet except for cheat meals, so maybe 1 meal a week. It's not like I eat super unhealthy to begin with. I got so much of my time back and became so productive. Basically about 4 hours of my active day. I'm not eating or cleaning dishes. Not to mention I'm also saving a lot of money, which makes my Asian heart very, very happy. The conspiratorial part of my brain thinks corporations have invented the idea of eating 3 meals a day because we have been intermittent fasting for centuries before we were able to eat 3 meals a day. I think they hate on intermittent fasting because it doesn't make money to tell people eat less, which means you're buying less of their products. For anyone who's looking to try out intermittent fasting, my main advice would be to go slow. I kind of accidentally started intermittent fasting when I was on my dopamine detox in a previous video, and I was still eating 3 meals a day, but I cut out snacking, which seemed to have helped me decrease my weight a lot. Start by cutting out something simple like switching from soda to water for a week, and then maybe cut out all snacks for a week, and then try 16-8. I don't believe intermittent fasting is supposed to be uncomfortable or difficult, and I definitely don't think you need to do OMAD in order to see results. Because of my dopamine detox, I just cut out snacking and it looked like I lost a lot of weight by the end of a week. It's also super, super important to drink lots of water, and perhaps tea or coffee without any sugar or creamer will go a long way in helping you maintain your fast as well. I'm probably going to keep this up for the next month or so, and I'll check back in with another video, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that update. The next thing you have to do in order to stick to intermittent fasting is to watch this video next to develop daily habits that will help you achieve all of your goals.